Kcal News Mornings.
Good morning to you. Today is Thursday, February 20th. Thanks for joining us on Kcal News at 5 a.m. I'm Chris Holmstrom.
And I'm Kcal Dt, and here what we're following for you this hour.
Well, a chase, a shooting, and a crash, a Windsor Square neighborhood becomes a large crime scene as investigators figure out the cause of the chaos.
Your adrenaline is just pumping, and you just, call 911. They just took advantage.
And a growing scam is chasing travelers on the road, and it's targeting those who are vulnerable. What to look out for to protect yourself. Also, just a few hours, a portion of PCH is set to reopen again, but not everyone is allowed through, and those who can may have to go through some hurdles first. All right, let's bring in our meteorologist Alex Bisson in for Amber Lee this morning. It was a beautiful day yesterday, another gorgeous day today.
It was really nice.
Like spring.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to feel like summer, you guys, as we head through the next
We're
few
ready
days.
for it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking temperatures in the 80s in some areas, but this is, I mean, it says LX, but I say, guess the sky cam, right? You can barely see here. You can kind of see, but I'm showing this to you to tell a story. It's telling you the story of fog this morning, the low clouds fog. That is the story across the coastline. So we do have a dense fog advisory that is with us until 9 o'clock this morning. Visibility less than a quarter of a mile or less in many locations. So we are dealing with that across the coastline. Meanwhile, in the valleys, it is about the wind this morning. So wind advisories posted until noon today across the San Fernando, Santa Clarita Valley. Take a look at some of these temperatures. I mean, we're talking low 80s across some of our warmer valley locations today, high 60s across the high desert, 50s up in the mountains. Otherwise, it's all about the 70s, and temperatures will continue to climb. I'll have a look at your weekend forecast, and we'll talk about if there's any rain in the future. It's all coming up in a few minutes. For now, Kalina, we'll send it over to you with a look at traffic.
All right, Alex, thank you, and good morning. We do have an issue this morning on the 60. This is heading eastbound right at the 57 Connector Road. A portion of that is closed off, 3 of the right lanes. We also have the transition road that is off limits as well. A SIG alert has been issued for this, so make sure you give yourself plenty of extra time because that will cause a problem for you throughout the morning commute. The rest of the IE at the moment, not too bad, although I do have this issue out in Banning. If you plan on traveling through that area, eastbound 10 before sunset, all lanes are blocked because of this overturned big rig. You'll have to take an alternate route this morning. We have Ramsey or Wilson to get around it.
We're following some breaking news in downtown LA where police are looking for the gunman who shot a man in his 40s in the chest. This was reported just before midnight on 5th and San Pedro Street. We're waiting to learn more about the condition of the victim. We do know they were taken to the hospital. We've got some more breaking news for you. In Long Beach, a man was injured in a shooting while out walking with his dog. Officers responded to the 1400 block of Walnut Avenue near East Anaheim Street just after 11 last night. The victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. The man's dog was not hit, but was taken to a vet for an injured paw. A wild police chase involving burglary suspects ends in a shooting and also a crash in the Larchmont area.
And one person is still on the run. Kcal News reporter Cara Finstrom is live in Windsor Square with details of how this whole thing played out. Cara?
Yeah, we are at the site where it all ended, and actually police just arrived behind us here because there was a car left kind of in the middle of the street here at the accident scene. We called in and they are checking it out. They believe this is somehow involved. Again, this is where it all ended. There was a crash not far away from here. One suspect was taken into custody, and we believe another is still on the run. Let's get to video of the crash that did bring this to an end. You can see the suspect's blue car there crushed in along the side. It was towed away early this morning as evidence. Also taken a red car, and this is the one that the innocent victim was in. That person taken to the hospital, but fortunately they're believed to be okay. Now officers say they began pursuing that blue vehicle because they believe there were some burglary suspects, possibly burglary suspects in there, and that happened shortly before 9 last night. Want to give you a look at the other scene where investigators were for quite a while. Wilshire Division officers say those suspects were fleeing from them along Oakwood Avenue, just east of North June Street, when the suspect vehicle turned around and drove towards the officers. They say an officer-involved shooting took place at that point. No other information has been released about that incident yet.